Hey everybody. Since the initial recording, a few changes have been made to the Sprite Importer package that I wanted to point out real quick. So all of your settings files do need to be located within the importer directory. They cannot be placed within another folder inside the importer directory. They cannot be placed in any other folder. They have to be in the importer folder. Another thing I wanted to point out as well, that as of version 1.02, you have to import your graphics into a folder in the importer folder as well. This was a change I had to make due to efficiency's sake, because essentially for every graphic that people were importing, it was trying to find a settings file that matched that import folder, which sounded great when I was designing it, but in hindsight, not so good. So initially, when you import your graphics, you're going to want to import them into a folder inside the importer folder. So like I have my settings file here, importer sprites. We're in the importer directory. I created a sprites directory. This is where I would import my graphics. After they've been processed by Sprite Importer, then you can move them wherever you want. But I just wanted to point that out before we begin. Hello and welcome everybody, DirePixel here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to use Sprite Importer for Unity. This is an absolutely incredible asset that if you're working in Unity with dozens or hundreds or maybe even thousands of sprite sheets that all have to be configured for pixel perfection and individually sliced, this is going to save you so much time. All right. And the best part about it is that this asset actually uses settings files so that you can have multiple settings files all managing different sprite sheet folders, basically. And so I'm going to show you that. And so here we have my Sprite Importer for Unity. It's currently $4.99 US dollars on itch.io. I'll leave the link to to this asset in the description below. Um, so I have a staging folder set up here with all of my sprite sheets that are in these folders that I want to use. I've also got a Maniseed Tools folder in here for a quick footnote for you Maniseed tool users. And then I've got the Sprite Importer package here, which I've already imported. And so here I've got a fresh Unity project. There's really nothing in it except for this Sprite Importer, and it's configured for URP. So what we want to do here is for Sprite Importer, we want to go into our resources folder in the Sprite Importer folder, and then you'll go into the importer folder, and you're going to find a my first settings file in here. And so we've got a couple of things in here. So we have for target path, that's going to be where your sprites are located at. Now, if they're already in your Unity project, you're going to have to move them to whatever folder you specify and re-import them in order for this to take effect. Your pixels per unit is pretty self-explanatory, and for the record, you can use this for sprites in general. You don't have to use it for just sprite sheets. You can have a settings file for just sprites if you want. But in my case, I'm going to be using sprite sheets, so I would use this. I would leave this checked. And then you set the size of your sprites within your sprite sheet and the pivot point for those sprites. Now, if you're a Maniseed Tools user, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into my Maniseed Tools folder, and I'm actually going to import this Maniseed Sprite Importer settings package, and that's going to add some settings files for you. You might get a little warning here when you do that. That's totally okay. It's because some of the files already existed from Sprite Importer, so it's nothing to worry about. So we're going to be importing character sprite sheets, and just as a general FYI here, let's see how many we're going to be importing. We're going to be importing 1,667 sprite sheets today. And they are, looks like all 512 by 512. Okay. I'm going to be importing them to importer Maniseed characters. So I got to make sure that that directory exists. We're already in the importer folder. So I'm going to create a Maniseed folder. And then I'm going to create a characters folder. And now it's really just as simple as dropping. It can search through folders that you place in there. So I'm just going to drop all these folders in. You don't have to drop the sprite sheets one by one or anything like that. But just for giggles, I am actually going to throw up a timer here, and we're going to see how long it takes to slice 1,667 sprite sheets that include, the files are 512 by 512 and the sprites are 64 by 64. So let's see how long it takes. All right, and that's it, everyone. It took 1 minute and 50 seconds, but I stopped the timer at 1 minute and 55 seconds. So if we go in here now, we can see that our sprites are all configured for pixel perfection, and you can see that they are all sliced up. So it's all there. If you have any questions, feel free to make a post on Sprite Importer asset on itch.io, or you can leave a comment below. I hope that you found this helpful, and if you did, please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you much.